Hi, today our lesson is about distributive property. It is one of the basic and essential lessons for Algebra 1. Before starting distributive property, you have to know two major and essential properties: commutative property and associative property. What does it mean, commutative property? We can use it commutative property in adding and multiplying only. For example, if I say 2 plus 6 is equal to 6 plus 2. So whether you change the numbers, it doesn't affect the equality. So this is, we call it commutative property. Or if you say 3 times 5 equal 5 times 3. So whether in adding or multiplying, the value is the same. So commutative property in algebra we say A plus B is equal also to B plus A. Or in multiplying, A times B equal B times A. Now, not to be mixed between commutative property and later on by associative property. Remember this, the word commuting, when you commute, suppose a group of people goes to their work in the morning, the same group of people will come back from their work in the evening. So the same amount, the same quantity will go in the morning, and the same quantity will come back in the evening. So even they mix up, he will go first 2, then 6, and then come back 6, another 2, it doesn't matter. So people are commuting. Remember, commutative property is in this form. Associative property, if you have 3 numbers or 3 terms, adding or multiplying also. Let's say 2 plus 3 plus 4. This in numbers, it can be formed in this way. 2 plus 3 we make it in one group, plus 4 is equal, whether I take now another group, 2 separate alone, and 3 plus 4. So this is altogether equal. So if I say 2 plus 3 plus 4, I can take one time 2 plus 3 in one group plus 4 is equal to 2 separate and 3 plus 4 in one group. So I can say here the same thing in multiplication. So A plus B plus C, it gives me A plus B plus C equal A plus B plus C. One time this group, one time this group. Or also in multiplication, like example, A times B times C will give me A times B times C is equal to A alone into B times C. You can say 2 times 3, for example, here, if I want to make it for multiplication but only have space. Say 2 times 3 times 4 is equal to 2 times 3 times 4. So, associative means it must be 3 terms. Now, not to be confused which one to use, commutative or associative, I reminded you about commutative, it's commuting between people. Associative, like you are joining a group in a school, hanging up with them. So, remember that you are associating with a group. So the group will be hanging up with the other group. So remember in this way. Now we'll go back to distributive property. Hi again. Now let's go back to our distributive property. Suppose you have this expression, if 3 into 4 plus 8. Normally what are you doing? You are saying, you are adding what's inside the parenthesis. You say 3 into 4 plus 8 is 12. And 3 times 12 is 36. And you're getting the answer like. In distributive property, using distributive property is different. Suppose you have into 3 into 4 plus 8, we don't add it. We distribute the 3 to 4, multiply it with that, then again plus 3 times 8. So we say 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 8 is 24, and if you add them, you get 36. Now you ask me, why you are using distributive property? Distributive property is essential for the mental math and other problems you will solve in the future, in high grades. Now suppose here you are to use a mental math, let's say 15 times 105. Oh my God. So what shall we do? Distribute this one, split this one into 15 into 10 plus 5. Then use distributive property. It's easy here. Why I split it, I make it in tens. So 15 times 10 is 100 plus 5. So 15 times 100 gives me 1500 or 1500. Plus 15 times 5 is 45. Then the total is 1545. So mentally you can compute this one using distributive property. Distributive property is only used in adding and subtracting. If this is here negative, so this will be 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And 24 it will be negative 12. This is the major thing of distributive property. We'll have one example and we'll go through it and we'll finish the lesson. Thank you very much. Now our last concept is when we are using algebra, how to use distributive property. Before that, I have to remind you that in algebra, you have always to combine like terms. What it means like terms? Suppose 2 apples plus 3 apples, they are in the same combination, so I can give 5 apples. So if it is in the term of x, so I say 2x plus 3x gives me 5x. This 2 we call it the coefficient of the variable x, and 3 we call the coefficient of the variable x. So we add the coefficients to get the combined terms. Same thing is applied for the subtraction. So whether it is adding or subtracting, you combine the like terms. So because you are going to face this in this problem. Now so it's asking you simplify this expression. Once you have in this form, you have to use distributive property. Distributive property. So you say first 2 times x. 2 times x, of course, 2 times x is 2x. 2 times a is 2a. 3 times y is 3y. That's it. So remember, when you see term with number, it means they are multiplied. Then 2 times 6, because positive, so positive 12. Now we get rid of the parentheses or brackets, and then we go to separate term, this is 3x. Now what we did here, we did distributive property, right? So it's made it easy for us to combine now the like terms. So I say 2x plus 3x plus 12, combine terms together, it will give me 2x plus 3x is 5x plus 12. So once you cannot combine the variables with another, you don't have any other common variables, we stop here. So this will be 5x plus 12. Just to simplify this expression, it will be this is the answer. This is the best thing we can give to you. Thank you very much. Later on we'll go to higher lesson. Thank you.